There's a chicken in the Instant Pot. I've got really cute boys out here on the bench waiting for me to come outside with their food. I'm not going to make them wait any longer. They're going to go first this morning. It's not super late, but it's, I'm running on Saturday morning time. Good morning. Hi. Come here. Come on. Good morning. Come on, Morris. Come on, Morris. I know you're hungry and you're coming. That's my good boy. That's my good boy. Hi, Mart. Hi, Stripey. Oh my goodness, these stretches are something else sometimes. Good morning, buddy. Here you go. So Don and I woke up this morning to Stripe in the bed, lengthwise in between us, and Marty jumping up to wake us all up and get us moving for the day. But of course that was at 7:55, 5 minutes before the alarm went off, so no biggie. Stripe, once he gets in the bed and he settles, he doesn't move for 6 hours. He might stand up, roll over, and lay back down for all I know, but he doesn't move, he doesn't make any sounds, he doesn't fuss, he doesn't squirm, he just sleeps there. Yeah, I imagine when the heated mattress cover comes on this winter, whatever that thing is called, it's not a heated blanket, it's actually on top of the mattress. That mostly we just use to cool the bed off, but Don keeps his feet warm in the winter. I imagine the kitties will definitely want to be on the heated pad. They're so spoiled. They are so spoiled. I would tell you what we were going to get into today, but other than Don replacing the pump in the dishwasher, I'm actually not sure. I don't need to mow yet because we haven't had any rain for over a week. And the grass in the front yard just has not grown that much. I'll make sure that's true when I go out there today, but certainly not feeling like it's a must mow kind of a day. Dawn did help me with the string here yesterday afternoon. I'm sure after a couple of days it'll, grow toward the sun a little bit and fill out. I might turn it a bit so that this side is out, I think, and the other side is in. But it's doing good. I managed not to break off only but one piece, and that piece is, I stuck it back in there. It'll probably root. Do not get tired of that view of all of that yellow. I love it. Don came out this morning and this was the print that was waiting for him on the plate. Isn't that sweet? I have a whole handful of things that need to go on the walls out here. However, I'm going to arrange them. I'll probably do that today. There's one person that makes these two-part stained glass prints with just PLA. And so obviously it's meant to go in a window and it's meant to have light coming through it. So you can see the little bit of blue tint there. This is just the front piece, which I have to say that doesn't look too bad just by itself, although I like the blue tint. That's what it was supposed to be. And here's the piece that was behind it that was adding the touch of blue to the print. This person has tons of these, and they said to just use a little spray adhesive to get it to stick to itself. There is a hole here for the string or whatever you would hang it with. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I have to say the sun on that with the little bit of blue coming through from the back side does add a little depth to it. It's a cool technique. I'm actually printing a second one right now that is a ghost and a pumpkin for Halloween. I would call it, usually I print cutesy Halloween versus scary Halloween, and I would say that this is kid-friendly cutesy. There's our front yard view this morning. I'm noticing most of my red canna lily spikes have finished up. There's a little bit of red down there, but not like there was a couple of days ago. We're not headed out to pull stilt grass this morning. I've got 3 things I've got to put in the ground that I'm probably going to do today. And I wouldn't mind going to Walmart and Lowe's, so maybe I can get Dawn to drive me, and I don't know, we'll see. I have several other things around the house I can get into as well. Hi, Gray. Hi, good morning. How are you? You good? So Johnny did have a fun time at that robot competition last night. Got back to the dorm, no problems. They had gone. It was like a 90-minute drive. It was good. They had fun. I guess Big Boy Midnight approves of the bacon. Before I can make Dawn breakfast, or as part of making Dawn breakfast, I've got to make bacon. We are out. We've been out for gasp 2 days. I did get everything watered outside. You know, at this part of the year, I'm just I'm not ready for frost and my flowers to go away at all. But I'm ready to stop getting bit by mosquitoes and spending an hour a day watering things. I just grow weary as the year goes on. But I will persevere as long as it's necessary, which for me is definitely through the month of September, even into October. So there's that. But everything outside's looking good. All I did was water, but I watered like everything that needed. I ran the sprinkler over by the garage in 3 spots for 30 minutes, which helped out a lot. And yeah, everything's looking nice out there. Hey, bud. It's Dawn's Saturday morning special. You've still got 15 or 20 minutes until you get breakfast, so this one is chocolate.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
You just enjoy that, okay?
Really? She's really wanting to make sure I'm going to be gung-ho.
I'm the gatekeeper.
She is.
So he only gets one of these every once in a while, and it's got monk fruit in it, so there's technically only about 3 or 4 carbs there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So all right, you enjoy it.
Enjoy this.
It's official. I went up in the attic and grabbed a few Halloween or fall things. I took away 3 astronaut stuffed animals to make room for some of the Halloween ones. A few of these might go on the couch. All right, there's a black kitty. You know, that's mostly what Halloween's about for me. Mansions, haunted houses that look like Scooby-Doo stuff. And I got a green bulb in my lamp Michelle gave me with the kitty cat. Looks great over here in this corner. And 3 astronaut things went away. And I did fit the Halloween stuff on the bed. And asked for Dawn's forgiveness for adding more stuffed animals. While I'm making him bacon, I thought that was good timing on my part.
Right.
And I got a few more black kitties over here. And over here. That's all I'm planning on doing today. I got out my kitty blanket. It's all about the kitties. It's usually all about the kitties. I'm sure Dawn will be back for more bacon, but this will work for now.
Are you bringing me my breakfast?
I'm on slice number 3.
Whoa, look at that baby. Thank you, kitten.
You're welcome. Well, I'm done deboning the chicken. I got a small bowl to take to Gray. Here's what's left of 4 12-ounce packs of bacon. We ate some of it. This is the container we put our bacon in as a quick grab and go from the refrigerator. And of course, when we warm it over there in the toaster oven. 2 or 3 minutes gets it warmed back up.
Now, last weekend when we went to take Johnny's second load of stuff over to Charlotte, the floorboard of the GMC here filled up with water from condensation from the air conditioner. And I've had this trouble before, and I've snaked the hose, caught underneath the car and snaked the hose, and that helped a little bit, but it didn't really fix it. So I actually, when I had the air conditioner repaired a couple years ago, I told them, hey, the drain's plugged up, and for lack of a better way to say it, I'm going to say they fixed it, because I haven't had any water in the floorboard until this last weekend that I knew of. So I said, well, it's time to get up under there, and but I said, I don't know. So I took 2 minutes, went out and YouTubed video, and the guy said, oh yeah, this is about, it takes about 30 seconds to take care of this problem. And he said, all you got to do is reach down there, grab the hose, pull it out in a 90-degree elbow, and clean out the elbow, and you're done. And I said, there's no way. Well, guess what? That black part, you see the blue, and then directly above the blue you see a black, solid black piece. That's the actual condensation. It just slips on there. So I'm gonna go over there and take my hand, I'm gonna try to pull it off. I can't do the video and do all that stuff, but the guy who did do this, when he pulled it out, the water just flooded out of the thing. So, keep your fingers crossed. Well, it's a little late, but it was just that easy, and he was exactly right. When I pulled it, man, the water just went everywhere. So I'm going to tell you, this is the problem. And if you look right there, you'll see there's a leaf. So there's the issue. So I'm going to clean out this little thing. This pipe comes out from this plastic head, and get that out. But that's the problem. So if you've got a GMC Envoy, or if you're having water in your drain, you got a GM product, you probably ought to look and see if there's a YouTube on there. It tells you, if you use this little pipe or something like that, and take care of it. I mean, that really was 30 seconds to reach my hand down there. Now, of course, it could take me another 20 minutes to get this little thing back on there, but let's be optimistic. Okay, total repair time, open hood to close hood, I'd say less than 5 minutes. Only thing I might want to do, because I have no idea, I'm eyeballing it, that tube has a bend in it, and I pointed it in the direction I thought. I wasn't super careful when noticing which way it was coming off there. But then if the guys over at the dealer had pulled it off, they probably weren't careful either. So I had no idea if the orientation was factory perfect. But I think it is far away from the exhaust manifold. Basically, it has a basically almost clear drop straight down to the ground. Anyway, I would tell you, man, this is that kind of project I like. I get to check one off my list. Well, I bet you this next project won't be so quick. Probably heard us comment a couple times this summer that the dishwasher is making a noise when the pump motor runs, and it's gotten louder and louder, and actually woke me up a couple times this week, because we run the dishwasher at night. Yeah, it has to do with the cheap electricity, but also we use dishes right up to bedtime, and we just close the thing, button it up, and it's got a delayed start feature. So we set it to, or I set it to, delayed start to, wait another couple hours till sometime after 1 o'clock in the morning, and I let it run. But the problem with that is, then of course that means when it makes unusual whiny sounds, it'll wake you up in the middle of the night, and that's what it's done. Just this week, I mean, it's been making noise. It's been driving Marianne nuts in the daytime when she runs it on those couple times. So anyway, I have the part. This is the fourth one. This will be the fourth one. The original, I've replaced it twice. So this will be the fourth part I put in there. And the last time I did it, which was according to the purchase order, was November of 2022. So that pump in there hasn't lasted quite 3 years. It's getting close. The dishwasher is getting close to 10 years old. But the key thing here is I bought this pump knowing that this was going to happen again. I mean, but the real reason I bought the pump and have it laying around was, at the time, it's like everything. When I bought that, the third pump, when I bought that one and put it in there, I paid like I'm paying like $80 or $90 for it. And then of course, a couple days after I bought it and got it all battened up, I got an ad say, "Hey, we got these pumps on sale for, I think it's less than $50." So I bought this pump. I think it was $45 plus shipping. So I think this pump's less than $60, including the shipping. So I've had it stored in the garage since November of 2022, because that's what the packing list says. It was shipped. So I'm going to put it in there. Now I checked, and I'm not going to go on and replace it or buy another one yet, because the going price on these now is still $90. And Grok says this is a still used part and it hasn't been improved. So I guess I'm not too worried that the next 3 years from now, when this thing goes out again or starts making noise, I should be, when it starts making a noise in a couple years, I should be able to order another pump and get it here before anything bad happens or it gets so noisy. And of course, I'll make my decision then if I want to buy another pump or not, because by that time something else, you know, control board or something may go bad. So I'm gonna hold off buying a pump for some future repair until it's actually needed. This is to help me not make the same mistake next time. The dishwasher has its own water valve way over here. This is the hot water valve that doesn't do anything for the dishwasher. This is the cold water valve, obviously doesn't do anything for the dishwasher. That's the valve over there for the dishwasher. Okay, so I don't have to undo the cords. I did it up this way on purpose. And I got everything all tied up. There's enough slack in the cords. That string there is what allows me to pull the slack out so that the slack goes up the wall, for lack of a better way to say it. The pump, you lay it over on its right side to take the little plastic cover off. And there's a little piece of foam here that lets you get a little light down in there. It was taped on with tape, and that obviously that I put the tape on it. So anyway, at this point, there was a little water sound inside of the tub where I guess the sump drained, but there's no water on the outside. I do have it laying on a towel. Obviously, it catches on the linoleum, this back foot. So you got to kind of lift up the back to get clear the linoleum. I guess I could staple that down or something. But I would say that that's okay. That thing there on the floor is a water sensor. I have in case this thing ever started leaking, I'd want to know. And so I've got that on there. But so far, so good. So I'm going to get into the repair. I started it about 15 minutes ago. It's now 1:42. And I've got it all out. And I did turn the power off. And so at this point, I'm ready to take the pump out. Okay, the connector is hard to get out. It doesn't come out from the top. It might look like that. You have to push the things on the side. See that little tag there? Little tag there. Push it with a screwdriver, and then you can pull it out. This was no problem to get off. It's for this little side sensor. I would tell you be very careful. I got water down there this time. This hose right there, that little hose, when you pull that off, the water comes out. And of course the circuit board is like right there. So the circuit board is now wet. So I will have to temporarily turn this thing back up and situate it in such a way that I can get the circuit board out and dry it off. I think it's potted, but I don't remember. And this is the first time this is the fourth time I've changed this. You thought I could remember, but I can't. That's why I'm making a video this time. But the pump itself was no problem. There we go. So this is the way it was oriented, was like this. So the hose on the left stayed with the stayed in the dishwasher, but the hose on the right came out with the pump. And I seem to remember that they give you both hoses, but I have never replaced the hose on the left. I've always reused the hose on the left. I think I do replace or use the new hose on the right with the new pump. Anyway, just keep that in mind. So I was correct. It is potted. You can see it's potted. And you see the water down there. I'm gonna dry it best I can. Just better safe than sorry. maybe even, it depends on how hard it is to get all these connectors off. I might even go put it out in the sun for a while. Anyway, the YouTube to the rescue. You have to have a spudger. The little plastic clips clip here. When I put it back together, I'll explain it. But anyway, the bottom line is I am going to dry the control board, and it did get wet. So I don't know how the other times. Maybe I ignored it, was more careful. The machine was empty of water. I don't know. I can't remember if I took the water out of the sump. Maybe that's the difference. This time I just tumped the damn machine over. I think maybe last time I took the cover off and stuck sponges or something down there and got the water out. I think that's where I made my boo-boo here, a little too cocky. Well, this is the cover that was over the circuit board. This is the inside. As you can see, there's a little bit of corrosion there. So I guess those last times that I worked on this thing, I probably dribbled water down here, because that's not fresh. That's dried on. It's been there. So I have used a paper towel, and I've whipped all the water out of every little place I could see, and then I used my heat gun here. This is a 350C 200C, that's right, 350 degrees, 350 to 400 degrees, basically 200C heat gun. It's got a couple settings on it. And anyway, I've used it carefully and kind of surface dried everything. This plastic, this white plastic, the circuit board is potted into the plastic. You cannot separate the plastic, so there's no getting behind this circuit board. So I said, well, I ain't going to take it out. And those connectors, you know, they probably are good, but you know, they're really tricky when you don't have never done it. These little, you got to know how these connectors work to get them off without too much pressure. So I'm just gonna say, I think this thing's gonna, that no more water went in there. Plus it's gonna be several more hours before I turn it on tonight. I think I'm just gonna call it safe enough to use, and put the cover back on there, snap it in there, and go. Now I noticed that connector there is burned. I looked on the pump, the old pump motor, and it's perfectly clean. I remember that second one that I replaced, not the original factory one, but the first replacement when it went bad. I remember it went bad differently. It was making noise, and all of a sudden it kind of like poof. In fact, I think it smelled. And that char is from that second one. So that char did not get any worse with the third pump motor, which is one I just took out. So I am at this point not going to worry about it for the fourth. You know, if I have to, then you know I will someday. But right now I'm gonna proceed with putting the new pump in there, and hope that it makes a good enough connection that it doesn't get any worse. But that isn't cool. I'll have to try to figure out what kind of connector that is. I probably could replace that connector.
This is what Don calls not the most fun ever.
Right.
He's done this a lot of times since I moved in.
A few times.
Yep. This is our second dishwasher since I moved in. The one we moved over from my house, and then
this was a relatively new dishwasher.
Yeah.
That was a Samsung.
Yeah, it was a pain.
Yeah,
it had problems, and then we got this new one, and it's got problems too. And
yeah, but this new one, I like it better than that Samsung, this LG. I mean, this problem that it has is unfortunate. Do not misunderstand, but I would tell you that it's not the end of the world. It is infinitely more repairable.
Right. Don just put in a new motor, and this is the second time you put the original,
Fourth
and then
motor.
Fourth.
The original
Okay.
it came with. This is the third replacement. So this is now the fourth motor in this thing. Now you could say, well, obviously you installed it wrong, or you did something wrong, and I agree that I never liked the way that the drain on this thing worked. I would prefer to have done the drain a different way, and I've thought about it 2 or 3 times. But I don't think there's anything I can actually do other than a major prompt plumbing job to get the drain to be better on this. By better, I mean it's really noisy. This pump on this thing, when it dumps the water, man, if you don't have that sink drain plug in, it makes a hell of a racket. And that racket is the root of the problem. It's because we put the drain plug in, and what that does is it traps water in the drain hose because we have the drain plug in, and then that water just sits there all the time, and the seal is immersed in water when it's supposed to be dry. It's supposed to be wet when it's running, but once the cycle gets done and the tank drains, there should be no water in there. But because of the way I've got the thing going, basically it keeps water in that area all the time, and eventually it leaks down. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And I need those 2 screws right there.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. It's all done. I've turned the actual hot water on, but I'm not tested it yet. I don't want to turn the breaker on. I'm going to let it sit here until tonight so it gets as dry as possible. That circuit board, you never know. It can't be too safe, right? The breaker's still off. But this is what I should have done. I should have came in here and lifted this off and used my shop vac and sucked the water out of that sump. That was the mistake. That's why I had so much water under the machine. If I'd have dried out that sump, everything would be good. I guess I might as well go on and clean this. But at this point, she's good.
I'm here at the Walmart in Fuquay. As I anticipated, they have now filled up the garden center with mums, although I also anticipated some pansies and violas. So anyway, it's not empty out here anymore. Well, $9 is high for the little one, but $15 is actually low for the big one. And that's what I need, so I'm gonna get to it. There are some cute ones, but of course, this is the cutest. So we're headed up to the Lowe's in Holly Springs now. Right before Walmart, I was scurrying on 2 phones trying to catch lots of Rookies Pokemon, the little blue owl guy today, and I got as many as I needed, but I caught the last one I needed in the last minute of play, and it was touch and go there for a bit. Anyway, I got the dirt I needed at Walmart. It actually rang up at $14.48 instead of $15. Less is always okay. So that's a good $2 to $2.50 cheaper than the spring price everywhere. So, and that's what they did last year too. So that's good. At Lowe's, I want 2 bags of cypress mulch, and I want I just want to look around at the clearance at the rescue plants. So it's 86 out there. It's nice. I did get that black cat inflatable at Walmart, and I got a couple of more gel clings. There was another different black kitty. So, each Halloween I have to collect all the gel clings I find, all the different styles of black kitties. I wonder if the Halloween stuff is inside. I told Don we're going to walk in the main door and then go to the garden center, because inquiring minds need to know if the Halloween stuff is out. Oh my goodness. That is tall. I guess 20 feet. It's 20 feet. It's he says it's $200. So expensive, but not totally not doable. How much is the minion? Well, that's probably because he's licensed. Yep, it's because he's licensed. It's Mickey Mouse. Yep, that's what it is. Yep, they got a pretty good selection of smaller inflatables back here. You know, I'm all about those smaller ones now. Huh. Very nice. The Hello Kitty's kind of cute. I like the candy corn, excuse me. Yeah.
He's rocking out.
Don says you Bluetooth your phone to it. Wow. This Lowe's really takes some pride in making the garden center area look nice and available for picture taking. There's a couple of other stations as well. Here's the other picture area. It's a little too warm yet to be buying pumpkins and expecting them to last till Halloween. I had a message from TeslaFi to come out and toggle on allow third-party app data streaming for car telemetry data access. So there.